We've been checking with emergency management to see how they're getting prepared.
Yeah, Mississippi Emergency Management Agency is closely watching tonight's storm. And joining us live is MEMA spokesperson Marla White. Mallory. Excuse me. Boy. Well, I changed Ken's name, Mallory. I might as well change yours while I'm at it. Okay. Mallory, the prediction is for very high winds. So how does this forecast compare to ones we've had so far this year?
Mallory, can you hear us? I think we're having some. Mallory, can you hear us?
Hi, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. How does this compare to what we've seen in the past? It sounds like that we can really expect, unfortunately, overnight too, a real impactful storms.
Yeah, so this is something that we've seen the past few weeks. Unfortunately, it seems like Alabama caught the brunt of it for them, unfortunately. And so it's one of those things that it really isn't too uncommon, though, if you think about some of the past years that we've seen severe weather happen in April. April is typically our most active month for spring severe weather. And so we just want everyone to know, we understand that you've seen these warnings, you've heard these warnings over and over again. We tell you the same thing over and over again, but we have been blessed so far. We've been lucky so far, but eventually luck does run out. And all it takes is one storm to cause devastation and destruction in one community.
Marla, you know, we've had a lot of, two rounds so far, two forecasts for dire weather that really didn't pan out, and I don't know why, but some people complained about that. But so what do you say to people now that we're under the gun again? Are you concerned that people may not take this seriously?
Yeah, that's almost like in hurricane season too, whenever we only got a few winds and not a full, Category 5. We've seen that before. We are worried about complacency because we are seeing it. And it's one of those things that we see the National Weather Service, they put their risk rating out, and some people think, oh, it's in the green, it's in the yellow, it's no big deal. Well, Calhoun County was in the green just last week, and they experienced a tornado. Monroe County in the green last week, and they experienced a tornado. And so one of our messages, especially statewide, is we know that the Jackson metro area is in the red risk. But for those up north Mississippi and down south that are in the yellows, you still need to take this as seriously as if you were living in the metro and in one of those red risk zones. And so we want people to know that it's about life. We've got to protect life. That's our main thing. And so people think that it cannot happen to them, and it very much can, unfortunately. I don't think those folks on Easter Sunday, last Easter, thought that they would ever see anything like they did, and we saw 14 tornadoes. And so it's one of those things that we know that you're tired. We've gone through a very active hurricane season. We've been dealing with COVID, and now you hear all of us telling you, be prepared, be prepared. I promise you that preparedness is going to pay off because, like I said earlier, it only takes one storm to cause damage and destruction.
Tell us again, one more time, what do we need to be prepared? What do we need to have on hand?
You need to have your disaster preparedness kit. You need to have at least 72 hours of supplies. And some people may think that's a little excessive, but just in case you have power outages, just in case the roads aren't drivable because trees are down, you need to be self-sufficient for at least 72 hours. So your emergency supply kit is always important. Another thing, definitely charge that cell phone, have some cash on hand. If you have neighbors or elderly family members that aren't as tech savvy and they don't know how to turn on their weather alerts on their phone, go do that for them real quick. Make sure, because this is moving in overnight, make sure your phone is on loud enough to wake you up. Make sure, if it takes even keeping the TV on all night to WJTV and watching all night long, do that just in case, because your area may see a tornado warning. That is a high possibility that you're going to see that. So your disaster kit, your phone charged, and your alerts loud, on, ready to go to wake you up in the middle of the night if you and your family have to go to your safe place. And identify your safe place. Where exactly is that? Is that in a closet? Is that in a pantry? Or is that in a shelter? We do have some shelters opening up across the state, and we're keeping a running list of those on our website, msema.org.